Hello YouTube. So I'm back. I bought a miter saw for a project. Okay, I'm completely renovating a home, ripping it all down from the inside, keeping the frame, and it's going to be a lot of work. So I needed a decent saw. I didn't really have one. So anyway, I purchased this because I'm going to be traveling. One home is in one state, and I live in another state. So I needed something to move this saw on. I got the new Metabo, the HTP, the newest model, accidentally. There it is right there. So I meant to get something else, but by accident, the guy at Lowe's put this in the cart, and they actually honored the price of the old model discounted for this one. Anyway, I'd gotten a miter saw stand at Menards, the ones with the 4 legs that pivot out, that are thin. And when I put it all together, well, you can see the other video, it pretty much, the stand started collapsing when I couldn't get the locks on that hold the saw in place. And I was too worried that it would break and it'd fall apart and basically probably cut a arm off while I was using it. So I was going to get the DeWalt, and after reading a little more on it, I wasn't all that crazy about it, just because the reviews, most of them were it was very difficult to raise up, and that the material holders were not as good as what they could be. I mean, for the price, it's a decent one, but I figured I'm buying something, I'm going to be using a lot, transporting it, and I wanted something as good as I could get for a reasonable price. So anyway, I got the BOSH 4TB, right there. And there's reviews on it about putting it together, so I wasn't going to show that because I figured it's kind of pointless. It's not difficult if you follow the instructions and you take your time. I don't know, I've heard some people complain about it. You just, I don't know, take your time, follow the instructions, look at the photos very carefully. Don't just shove it together because you will get it wrong possibly. The bolts are a little sucky up inside here. There's 17 millimeter bolts, which is kind of funny because there's 17 millimeter on the one side, and then on the outside here, they're actually 16 millimeter. I don't know what that deal is, but so you do need a 16 millimeter for these bolts, not a 17. Anyway, to get these ones up inside here, maybe if you had some thinner wrenches, you could get them, but none of my snap-ons, that's all I have. They won't fit up inside just because the actual hole is too small. You can see you can't get it up inside there. So I just used a pair of needle nose vice grips, and I just had to hold them because all you're doing was snugging to keep this from spinning crazy. It needs to be loose enough so when the table rises and lowers, it doesn't interfere. So anyway, pair of needle nose vice grips, locks, and you'll be good. Anyway, it's all together. I just put the saw on it, and it's fitting beautifully together. I am extremely impressed with this thing so far, and I haven't even gotten all the bolts in. I was just getting ready to put another bolt in, but I figured I may want to use a lock washer just because that way it gives a little bit of tension. I know when it's tight versus me over tightening it possibly, so I'm going to grab one right now. But anyway, once I get it all together, I will continue on the video and put it all together, and yeah, and then I'll show you how it slides up and down with this saw because I haven't seen a review with this saw on this table stand. So anyway, so far looking pretty good. See what happens in a bit. Alrighty, got it all together. Basically, I'm a little anal. I just wanted to make sure this alignment here was the same distance from here to here, so that way I know the saw was as straight as possible with this. But it's locked in the front. These are tight. You loosen these. You don't lock these yet until you get all of them started. Then you tighten this down first. And it's just basically pretty much straightforward. You just tighten it up, but the balancing is so nice because the heavy part of the saw obviously is in the back. It's not in the front. And all this is all supporting the back part of the saw, which is where all your weight is on this type of saw, on a 12-inch. So much better than the other one. It's a little scary bringing it up and down because the saw itself is heavy, but it moves. It moves up, it moves down. I haven't had any problem right now with it, bringing it up or down. I had to read the instructions just to make sure I was doing it right, but it's pretty straightforward. Oh, and then these slide out pretty decent. So I can do this. I mean, it's obviously it's simple. Slide that out. This will go up or down, you know, if you want that higher or lower, depending on your stock, obviously. But it's a decent width. They both come out, obviously, so if you need anything longer, then obviously you'd have to get something to support it. So let's bring that back in. And obviously, I gotta remember to keep these things locked when I'm lifting and closing. You know, you just forget sometimes. But all right, so I'm not matching clothes today, so my shirts and shorts don't exactly match. But here, let's see if I can. Well, that's odd. Every time I put the phone down, it shuts. Oh, probably because I'm hitting the button on the side. It's a new iPhone, company phone. Anyway, here, let's see if I can do it that way then, maybe. On a tool. Let's see if this works. Alrighty, you can kind of see. So, can you see me? Yep. Alrighty, so basically to bring it up, well, when it's up in position, you're supposed to lock this right here when in use. And that keeps it from unlocking at all. It will not let this piece collapse down. So once you're ready to roll it, you just unlock that. You just release the tension right here. You go into the handle. And you just slowly bring it up. I'll get used to it after a while. And then once it's locked in position, the can pieces are holding. And from there, just roll it like you need it. And then to bring it back, it's only my third time doing this. Bring it back, it says you unlock, and then you just start pushing down. That's it. It's all good. So, I did get this at Lowe's. I had it delivered because they don't have them in stock, but it was only $348, and at Menards it was almost $400. Home Depot is $400. Amazon's $400. I don't recommend buying anything from Amazon anymore. It's such a hassle, and a lot of times you get them and they're broke, or somebody used it. Anyway, packaging was a little less than desired, but it's heavy. So, this this miter saw stand is fantastic. It is easy to raise up and down. I'm not really struggling. I'm more paranoid right now just because you hear a lot of clicking and moving and, you know, expensive saw and whatnot. Anyway, it all seems to be hold together nice. It's balancing really well. It's not teetering when I go to lift it up and down. It's not like moving all to one side. It's all even when I'm raising and lowering it. I may get little something down here. I may not, because I'm pretty sure it's going to scratch. You know, maybe I'll put little rubber bumpers on. But at the same time, you kind of need that there when you're lifting for the traction of it. And then I just adjusted those feet to where I had a nice even level, side to side, front to back. So I paralleled them up when I measured. A little anal, but anyway, this, you just get snug. You don't get tight. This still has to move. The other piece, that has to move. You just get that snug. But I'm really impressed. The bolts that came with it they work fine. I did put some lock washers on there just so I'm not drawing down too tight. But anyway, extremely impressed and can't wait and don't want to use it at the same time because once I start, it's going to be a lot of work. But anyway, hope you enjoy. That was a quick review of the BOSH 4TB put on with the Metabo 12-inch saw, the new version. Anyway, hope you enjoy. Thanks.